Let's do this. What is good, everybody? I hope you're having a great day today. Happy Wednesday. Today we're gonna be going live for you guys, and we're gonna basically be going over the first step when it comes to getting back in shape. And today, one of the biggest things I want to do for you guys is give you a clear outline of what you could do when it comes to getting back in shape and what exactly you need to focus on, right? And when I mean clear outline, I'm literally gonna be going over exactly what you need to do from day one all the way to, let's say, to day 30. So therefore you can progressively get your way to getting back in shape, lose the weight, get shredded, whatever goal you want to accomplish. Let's identify how you can get there, most importantly, how you can stay there, right? So let's get into it. So this is going to be me sharing my screen. Let me do this. Bang, bang, share. There he is. Beautiful. Now, the first steps when it comes to getting back in shape, fam, one of the biggest things that I want you to realize and I want you to identify is, what do you need to change the most? What in your day, I didn't mean to do that. What within your day, what within your lifestyle, what within your routine that you need to change the most, that is leaving you overweight, that is leaving you unhappy, that is bringing you to low confidence, that is literally making you feel like you're not in a position that you want to be in currently. So one of the biggest things I want you to do is to identify that one thing that you need to change, or that one thing that you know you should change, so therefore you could start seeing some changes and start seeing some results. Meaning, is it your late night eating? And you need to be also honest with yourself. When it comes to late night eating, if you know you see yourself doing it over and over again, don't just keep doing it, because you have to understand it doesn't just affect your physical. It affects three areas. When you, let's say, binge eat, when you overeat, it affects way more. And a lot of people just are not honest with themselves. It affects your nutrition, what you're eating, how you feel, your energy levels. It affects your physical, what you look like, the weight is on the scale. It affects your budget. If you just constantly keep buying food and overeating and not knowing why you're doing this, it's affecting more than just one area of your life. And you got to be honest with yourself, so therefore you can actually look to changing it. Is it that you eat all processed foods? You're always eating out. You don't know how to cook. What is it within your lifestyle that needs change the most? And a lot of people miss this. A lot of people think, I just need a workout plan, man. I just need a nutrition plan. No, it's about, what are you doing right now that's not working in the way that you want it to work specifically. And that could be the binging, that could be the overeating, that could be the processed foods. If you just keep going, oh, I just need to work out, I just need nutrition, you'll never go and dig deep. And that's what most people need to do, and they don't. You got to dig deep into your own life. You got to dig deep into really who you are and the patterns that you do on a daily basis. And what are these patterns leading to? And what do you want to change these patterns so therefore they can lead something else? So, is it processed foods? Is it the fact that you got a past injury, you can't get over the mental hurdle? I dealt with this in college, played ball, tore my ACL twice, and literally tried to come back. And it took me a while to get my confidence back to where I could squat again. And here's the thing, it still happens to this day, to where some days it doesn't feel the same. And that's okay. But there's the one thing I don't do. I don't just steer away from it. I program for it. If I know that, let's say, my hamstrings have been really tight lately and it should not be this tight on my right side versus my left side, I will program for that. So therefore, instead of, let's say, back pain, a lot of people have back pain, a lot of people have knee pain, and they keep thinking, oh, it's just because, if I work out, it's going to make it worse. No, if you work out, it's going to make it better. What's making it worse is you not doing anything about it. That's what's making it worse. It's you just sitting there with back pain every day going, while you're just working, just walking your knees out of nowhere, and you feel it and you hear it, and you're not doing anything about it. That's what's making it worse. To make it better, program for that injury, program for change so you can actually get it. If you don't program for it, you ain't going to change it. Next is, do you know how much you're eating? Do you know how much you're eating when it comes to food? Do you know the impact that food has on you, your body, your health, everything that you're doing? Because one of the biggest things is, fam, if you don't know how much you're eating, you're leaving a lot of gains on the table. And here's the thing, I'm not saying, oh, you got to be on your macros, this and that. No, it's just a matter of, are you skipping breakfast? And just saying I'm not a breakfast eater doesn't necessarily mean you can't incorporate a breakfast and it won't benefit your health. Are you skipping lunch? Are you just having 3 energy drinks for the day? Are you just having 2 coffees? And how is that impacting your energy, your sleep, and everything that you do on a daily basis? And last but not least, are you just lazy? If you're lazy, shit, that's going to be tough. Because laziness, it's a mental thing. And one thing I would say is, plan to take action. Meaning, look at your week, plan it ahead. So therefore you can say, oh, I have 7 days, I'm working 4, I'm off 3. Those 3 days I'm off, gym. So therefore you can change your action steps on a daily basis and just get yourself to progressively start taking action on the small things. But if you're lazy, the biggest thing I could say to you is you gotta have what I like to call a fuck it moment. A moment where you're just tired of being tired. You're tired of looking a certain way. You're tired of feeling a certain way. Me, when I want to change within my fitness journey, I said I will never look back, is literally when I just got tired of not being the person I know I could be. Meaning I know what to do, but I'm not doing it. And I'm beating myself down for not doing it when I should just be doing it. So I said, fuck it, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. Why would I just keep beating on myself? Oh, you're this, you're overweight, you're that. When I see myself doing these things on a daily basis. So I said, nah, it's time for change. Fuck that. I'm not eating that way anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. You got to change and you got to make that commitment, that decision mentally to just start taking action. And you got to have a fucking moment. The moment where you're just tired of being tired. And sadly, some wait a little too late. Some wait until they go to the doctor, you're diabetic. And that's when they take action. Or some wait, they go to a doctor, they hear they're diabetic, they hop on medication, and they still don't change anything about the way they eat and the way they do things on a daily basis. And they just think the medication is going to fix things, but the medication is a band-aid. And over a period of time, yes, it's helping you, but guess what? You have kept gaining and gaining, and therefore now things are getting a little bit worse. And you have to hop on more medication because the band-aid didn't band-aid it. It's your routine. It's what you do on a daily basis that's going to help you change it. Number 2, plan ahead. Number 2 is basically what you could do for these things. When it comes to handling your late night eating, plan ahead. If you know you binge eat at a certain time and it's every day, every night, plan for it. Why are you just seeing, why are you just watching it happen? Plan for that shit. For me, I used to be late night eating used to be my shit. So I would late night eat all the time, right? While playing Xbox, just eating bag of chips here, my soda here, sometimes my Slurpee here. We've all done it. But when it comes to it, here's what I realized. I was always eating breakfast. My breakfast was always bagel, was always a donut, a croissant. It was never anything high protein or anything I really had, let's say over 50 grams of protein. My lunch was always solid, always high protein, always good in carbs, always had veggies. But my dinner, same thing, always high protein. But one thing that I realized is my protein wasn't high enough. Because yes, I was eating protein throughout the day, but that one miss breakfast left me at like 120 grams of protein throughout the day consistently. And for me, my body needed 160. And at that point, I was 160 pounds. And I'm just going back to literally like 8 years ago. And at that point, I was 160 pounds, right? And I found myself that throughout the night, bro, I would just go to 7-Eleven and get like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 different snacks. I wake up the next morning, all the bags are on the side. I'm like, fuck. Did I just do that? Bro, I couldn't do that anymore. Every time when I kept seeing that shit, bro, it would piss me off. So what pissed me off, I changed it. So what I did is I planned for my binge eating. And what I basically did now is high protein breakfast, high protein lunch, even higher protein dinner. So therefore, I'm more satisfied throughout the day. So I have the bulk of my protein at dinner. While yes, I do still have it within the other meals, but the bulk, at least 80 grams of it, is for dinner. So therefore, I can be satisfied going to the afternoon, which therefore leaves me not craving food, not thinking about food, and just me thinking about work or just doing a video idea or something else. And that has helped me a lot throughout the years. And now, when it comes to binge eating, it's not even a thought. It's not something I do. It's something that maybe, once a week I may go to 7-Eleven, get me one snack, but it's more manageable. It's more controlled because I took those necessary action steps way beforehand. And over time, since I built muscle, I got stronger, and that muscle is helping me retain my physique, retain where I'm at, retain, the muscle mass that I have while still progressively going to the gym. Now it's more manageable. And that's what happens. When you start taking the actions you need to take, over time it becomes easier. And that's what most don't do within their fitness trainings. They just go, and when it doesn't work, throw in the towel. But the thing is, you have to understand, when you're going and going, you're grinding for the first 3 months, that's a good thing. And then the next 3 months, you'll find ways to make it easier. And then the next 3 years, and if you continue to keep doing the little things within that to keep taking action, I promise you the next 3 years will be better. because you've been in that position before. You've been in that mindset. You know what you're doing when you go on vacation, when you go to that ball, when you go to that wedding, when you do want to look a little bit fitter, stronger, tighter. That's what happens. But people miss that ball. A lot of you miss that. A lot of you just say, oh, it has to be this. No, it doesn't. It could be anything. It's just a matter of how you're doing it. Most importantly, what are you learning from it? So don't forget to learn as you go. That is very, very crucial. Okay. Is it processed foods? Processed foods, plan one of the biggest things is plan ways to eat more whole foods. And that could be through meal batching, meal prepping, and it's a combination of things, right? Because at the end of the day, fam, when it comes to processed foods, if you're eating only processed foods and you're like, that's all I can eat because of my budget, I want you to be honest. Have you ever even written down the number that you want to spend throughout the week? Now, once you've written down that number of how much food you think you're spending, I want you to go through your transactions and actually look where you spent food the last 30 days and say, this is how much I want to spend for the month on food. I promise you, if you're only buying food and ordering food, it will be higher than you think. And you're gonna be like, oh shit, it's higher than I. Whoa. Because again, it doesn't just affect your fitness, it affects everything, your mental, your financial, absolutely everything. So now you're gonna be like, this is what I want to spend. This is what I'm actually spending. How can I bring that down? Meal prep, meal batch, actually have a consistent way or consistent routine where you are instilling whole foods within your diet while going to the grocery store, which is basically kind of a skill. Going to a grocery store, getting the foods that you need, prepping it, and making sure that, oh, now I have a, let's say, $70 worth of whole foods for the entire week planned out. And now I only have to order 2, 3 meals. And that could be $100 for the week. That could be $400 a month. And for some of you, it's not $100 a week. You order one thing, it's $20, and you do that for 7 days a week. That's $140. Or sometimes you order one thing, it's $25. You do that 7 days a week. Boom, 140 goes to 170. It keeps going and going and going. So the biggest thing is get a budget. When it comes to eating processed foods, budget it out, write it out, buy it, prep for it, and then stick to it, and then follow it. So the biggest thing when it comes to processed foods is just start with one thing. Start with breakfast only. Change breakfast. Make sure that's whole foods now. And over time, you will find ways to make the rest better. Promise you. Number 2, plan your workouts to aid in your recovery and growth. Yes, you got to plan your workouts to aid in your recovery and growth. If you don't plan them to aid your recovery and growth, then you're leaving so many results on the table. Guys, one of the biggest things that a lot of people always say is, this is the reason why I can't do this. I always say that's the reason why you should. The reason that you have knee pain is not the reason you work out. No, the reason you have knee pain is probably because you may have had an injury in the past and you steered away from doing any physical activity because you thought that injury was going to hold you back. And I get it. At a certain point in time, it does hold you back. But at a certain point in time comes time to get back at it, tackle it, look at it, and say, hey, this is what I need to work on to get this better. Every time somebody tells me they have knee pain, I tell them, can I help you and actually change it? They're like, oh, it's been years. I don't think it's possible. You're telling somebody who's had 2 ACL surgeries, somebody who's gone through surgery, then playing basketball, and then literally went back to playing basketball and then tore it again, which happens. And then when it came to, let's say, weightlifting, it was the only thing that got me back in shape. It's the only thing that helped me build my mobility back, built my flexibility back. Most importantly, just built the strength that I need to have to squat, to walk, to lift things. And a little bit more deeper into that, basketball, you're always pivoting, moving side to side. So your knee is moving in multiple planes at one time. And weightlifting, it's moving in one plane at a time. So therefore, it's less risky and less demand on the knees. So that's why I stick to weightlifting and I don't do that ball that much often. All right. But plan for it. Plan for your recovery. While you're going through physical therapy, ask your physical therapist, hey, is there a workout plan that I could follow so I can, let's say, if you have ACL injury, I can build my hamstrings to help me get back a little faster, to help me get back to the gym a little faster, get me back to walking normally a little faster. Because when you do have injuries, you overcompensate on one side versus the other. So plan for it. There's ways to program your routine, your workouts in a way where it can aid you in your recovery and actually get you back on track. For example, my client Paul, when he first joined me, had a lot of back problems. And he told me, and even Dylan too, my client Dylan, both joined me at the same time, said, yo, I got a lot of back problems. I need this change. I need something to help me, get back on track. Most importantly, lose a couple pounds. They both lost 35 pounds plus, both of them. And then from there on, once we lost the weight, while they were programming, while they were working out, every time I would program their phases, I would make sure within that first phase, all about building that foundation, helping you build some muscle, helping you build some structure, really helping you strengthen that core. So therefore, we can alleviate the pain, helping you stretch your hip flexors. So therefore, you can have movements within your hips. And then from phase one to phase two, then that's when we started loading up a little bit more into workouts, a little bit more into man and what we're doing and how we're doing and how specific we are when it comes to, let's say, your squat, your deadlift. And then phase three was, hey, let's go crazy now. Pain we got rid of. The routine, now we're getting better. We're getting stronger. Now let's double down everything. And that's how you're able to get yourself in a position where you do change this. But if you don't work out for it, you don't program for it, nothing will ever change. Number two, plan your meals and plan your week to take action towards your health, which basically goes for when you don't know how much to eat and you're lazy. To be honest with you, if you're lazy, I'm telling you, if you're lazy and that's the biggest thing that's holding you back, one, don't tell yourself you're lazy. Because if you think you're lazy and you know you're lazy and you say you're lazy, then you're only going to take lazy action steps. So don't ever say that you're lazy. Just maybe say, hey, I've maybe tired and I need to change this. But when it comes to laziness, it's just a matter of putting action in front of you, and planning ahead is the biggest thing you could do. Meaning, just look at your week. How much are you working? And more importantly, like, identify the times where you feel that way. Because I bet you throughout your day, when you do go to work, you're doing something here and there. And by the time you get home, that's probably when you don't do anything. I just don't think it's the fact that you're lazy. I just don't think it's the fact that you don't have a schedule to follow. You don't have a routine to follow. And a lot of people, they're not lazy. They just don't have anything to follow or put in front of them that says, hey, go do this at this time. And most of you, that's what you need. This is the honest truth. Most of you are not lazy. You just need something to follow. Like, literally ask yourself, if I had something to follow, to say, hey, go to workout this time, this day, this, eat this, and here's a list of this, follow this, you would do a little bit of it. You wouldn't just sit there and just watch that motherfucker. You would say, all right, let me go do a little bit of something. I have 2 or 3 hours. Instead of scrolling TikTok and being lazy and just consuming, let me go for a walk. It says 30-minute walk, 4 o'clock. Let's do it. So plan something ahead. Put something in front of you that can actually get you to take action. That's the biggest way that you can overcome laziness. Most importantly, get yourself in a position to where you're taking action on a daily basis. Number 3, take action on the plan and learn as you go. Meaning, just take action. Just keep going every single day. From week 1 to week 2 to week 3 to week 4, you will progressively get better when it comes to your workout. You will get, things will become more manageable when it comes to your nutrition. You will have to go in a way to where you're actually looking at these things, being mindful about these things on a weekly and daily basis. And yes, every week and every month and every day is going to look different. But as long as you have the mindset of, I'm going to continuously keep taking action towards my health, keep doing the things I need to do to get there, so therefore I can feel healthier and stronger, you will overcome this. You will strive through it. You will build more. You will get stronger, get leaner, and get everything that you want when it comes to this journey. Promise you. So take action, plan as you go, and learn as you go. 4, follow the 3 P's. Should be 3, not 4. Whoa. Should be 3. So revise, rejoice, and repeat. As you go throughout the routine, don't be afraid to revise it. Don't be afraid to change things as you go. Don't be afraid to implement different little tactics here and there to maybe help you when it comes to your form. Don't be afraid to ask questions to other people that you know are doing the same thing as you, and they might be seeing a little bit more results than you, and be like, hey, can you mind if I ask you, man? When it comes to nutrition, what have you been doing that's been helping you with your routine? Don't ask them what their diet is. Ask them what's been helping them with the routine, because a diet can only help you go so much, but him giving you actionable steps and how he changes routine can actually help you change your routine. That's another thing. When we're revising, ask yourself the right questions. Don't ask, what am I missing? What am I not doing? No, ask yourself, what could be better? And where can I get better? When it comes to my nutrition, it's not the fact that I need a diet. It's the fact that I just don't know how much I'm currently eating. So let me actually see what my macros are, get a handle on that, learn how to track, and that could help me know how much I'm eating, which will help me get faster results. Revise. Don't be afraid to revise and learn something new as well too, which leads to rejoice. Don't be afraid to celebrate yourself. When you're 6 weeks consistently, you're hitting the gym, you're crushing it, you're all out, bro, take, let's say, a day, go out with some friends, go to your favorite restaurants and enjoy yourself. That one day won't ruin anything. That one day won't have any impact on whatever you've done for the past 6 weeks at all. So don't ever be afraid to rejoice and celebrate what you're doing. And last but not least, repeat. When it comes to this journey, it's not about it's 3 months of this and that's it. It's hey, let's repeat this pattern over and over again, so therefore we can continuously keep ourselves healthier. So we can keep ourselves in a position to where we feel stronger, we feel better about who we are, and most importantly, how we're moving forward in life. So revise, rejoice, and repeat. You have to. And if you follow these 3 R's, I promise you everything will just get better progressively as you go. Promise you that. 100%. Because that's the key, fam. A lot of people, they just keep doing it and following it, but they never revise as they go. The revision part of the journey is absolutely everything. It's really how you learn more about you. You have to understand this is called personal training for a reason. We are personally training you in what you could do better to get healthier. That's why it's called personal training. We're personally asking you questions about your personal life to identify the personal patterns within your personal routine that are clearly holding you back as a person. So therefore, you can personally change it, align better with it, and get new results. Think. Like really, revise, rejoice, and repeat. And last but not least, what the hell happened? There we go. Last but not least, remember to remember. Remember to remember. You'll be like, what the hell does that even mean? Remember to remember. Huh? Well, keep thinking about your goals. If I'm being honest, this is what usually happens to a lot of people. They're in their journey, and as they're doing it, it's become a little bit more routine, 3 weeks in, 4 weeks in. Now they're like, oh, I'm good. And they're forgetting to just take action on little things. Meaning now they've lost 20 pounds and now they're going, into the next phases of life. They're like, oh, I lost 20 pounds. I feel good. Clothes feeling better. And they forget to keep hitting the gym. They forget to keep meal prepping and doing the things that made them lose the 20 pounds in the first place. They forget to remember to remember. You got to remember, meaning at least once a day, have a thought about what you're doing, what your actions are, and most importantly, where you're leading towards life. If you keep doing and not remembering what you're doing, why you're even doing it, you will lose that focus. And focus is absolutely important when it comes to this journey. You must focus internally on what you want and how you're willing to get there. So therefore, you can progressively revise, rejoice, and repeat, but always be mindful of what you're doing, which therefore is going to help you get those 3 R's a lot more efficiently, a lot more effectively. I just dropped y'all some game. This was lit. I'm not gonna lie. I love doing something like this to where I really go into questions. Because like going live, it's fun, just telling you about this and that. But when I go into questions like these, I feel like it's a little bit more valuable. It gives you more insight. Most importantly, I can give you different like perspectives and how things go and how things can change, and that can definitely impact you when it comes to what you're doing and how you're doing it. So I really hope this brought you guys value. I hope this brought you guys value. You're able to take down some notes, able to take down some little things here and there that could tremendously help you when it comes to your journey, when it comes to changing what you're doing, most importantly, building upon it. So therefore, you can always do better, be better, most importantly, get to your best version of yourself, because I know it's possible for you. All right. But yeah, fam, hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you ever want some professional help when it comes to your journey and you want to work personally with me when it comes to tackling these within your own life, because that's exactly what I do. And the exact questions I would ask you if you were to, wanted to become a client, if I were to let you in, which is basically what's really going on. Let's deep dive into what you're doing, your routine, and let's really get to knowing what are your patterns. And these are the things that we really need to identify and change. So therefore we can get you to your healthier self, your best self. And here's the thing, it's not about changing your life entirely. No, it's about changing one thing to get a big result. How can we make the smallest like hinges, screws to get some doors open for you? That's it. But with that being said, hope you have your best years. Can't even talk. Hope you have the best rest of your day. Stay beautiful, stay blessed, and I'll catch you next time. Peace!